The ongoing joint task force operation across 4 geopolitical zones in the country may have been extended beyond the 28 days earlier announced for the duration of the exercise, and that's according to the National Security Advisor, retired Major General Babagana Monguno. The NSA told journalists in Lagos that the exercise, which has led to the closure of some of the country's borders, will continue until the set objectives are achieved. I'm now being joined on State of the Nation by Mr. Austine Nwosu. He is indeed the Secretary, Steering Committee of the Federation of ECOWAS Licensed Custom Brokers. I want to thank you so much indeed for coming on the show.
Thank you very much.
How has the closure of the borders affected businesses so far?
Well, actually, it has been affecting us so much. We are at the receiving end. My association cut across all the nations, the regional associations within the ECOWAS. And since this operation started, it has really been, it has affected so much. The operation, the trade facilitation across the borders has so much been affected. It has affected us so much. A lot of vehicles are there accumulating demurrage. Some consignment that are there, perishable items are still lying there. They cannot come in, they can't cross. And it is really affecting the ECOWAS protocol.
Could it be that the government doesn't see it in that light? Because as a matter of fact, this is what they say, that they have seen successes recorded in the ongoing exercise. But now the question will be, is the successes surpassing that of the customs and other border manning security agencies?
We have Nigeria, we have customs, we have immigrations, all regulatory aid bodies at the border, working every day before this operation, and they've been operating. Are we going to, we look at the word smuggling. Smuggling has, actually, it has been in existence. But what do we need to do? We need to put some certain parameters in place to be able to check these smugglers. Smugglers are not, they are human beings, they are not spirit. They pass through the borders, and and customs are there, immigrations are there, and some of these people compromise with them.
But the NSA says that this is very, very successful. Let's just take a listen and hear what the NSA, Babagana Monguno, said about this very exercise that's being carried out to protect some of the borders in the country.
There's no definite date or time that will conclude this exercise. When we start seeing positive results, basic motivation in this exercise is to free the country as much as possible from the activities of criminals, from smugglers, and then at the same time to also secure the livelihood and also to enhance the economy. The issue of insecurity has been gravitated not just towards issues of terrorism, but the activities of smugglers and the type of things that they smuggle. And these activities are really not very visible to the majority of Nigerians.
So those are his words. Okay. Do you think that perhaps you're judging too early, and in the long run it will be for the greater good for all of you, including the customs and other affiliated bodies who work very closely with you?
Okay. The operation so far, according to the NSA, has been so successful. The successfulness of this operation actually is affecting so many other people. Benin, for instance, Republic of Benin, every prohibited items, they have it in their list, and such prohibited items can never pass through Nigeria, cannot come on transit. It is full duty because they are prohibited. The part that was signed with Nigeria and Benin in August 2003 by the then President Olusegun Obasanjo was to ensure that every consignment that is banned shouldn't pass through their side. And what they did, they put up some certain measure in place to ensure that such consignment as is going, you pay full duty, not on transit. What does it mean that you are paying food duty? It is meant for their people. It is meant purely for their own consumption. Then the smugglers will go across and buy rice and ferry it through other routes. Since the closure of the border, we've been hearing, they've recorded sources. What is this sources? Well, I don't know.
Are you saying that despite the successes that the government says it is recording, there are still infiltration of contrabands coming into Nigeria?
No, since this operation started, none. No, you can't carry even a cup of rice across the border.
So perhaps you're too early in judging, and perhaps you should give the government a little more time to see how this unwinds at some point.
It's affecting other process.
Because this is just over about a month.
It's affecting other process. So many consignments are there. The government actually had the ECOWAS, what do you call it? A communique that was issued just recently on 14th, on Saturday. And that communique was an extraordinary section of the Authority of Head of States and Government on terrorism. And their emphasis is on terrorism. They want to make sure all the ECOWAS head of states and government are coming together to fight terrorism, to fight insecurity. They are talking about interconnectivity. All has been in place. And what are they trying to do? They are trying to make sure that the borders are secured. We can secure our border. We don't need Benin to help us to secure our border. But by the time they put up joint effort together, things is going to work. Let the legitimate trade move. And if the legitimate trade is moving, then that little man, a young man that went to approached the bank to collect a loan, will have profit. Will make profit from his trade. For the period that this has been there, it is actually affecting operations.
How quickly will you then advise that perhaps this exercise be wrapped up?
As soon as possible. As soon as possible. The earlier, the better. I think the government had actually put things in place. They've been able to know how to man the area. They've at least for this period they've carried out this operation. They've known where to put securities, and they can do it now. They can deploy drones also to help and man the border. And the areas where they can, because we have over 1,000 illegal routes. But they've been able to cuddle all and no movement.
So let me get this clear now, because we're talking about the land borders.
Yeah.
So the movement we understand from the semi-border usually is the movement of vehicles coming into Nigeria, but maybe second-hand, fairly used cars coming into Nigeria. That in itself, and the government has banned the importation of rice. We already know about that. So basically, that is the major commodity that comes into Nigeria from Benin Republic. That also, you're saying, has stopped.
Vehicle is banned over 2 years now, since 2016 December. That was when they banned vehicle coming into this country.
But is it still coming?
It doesn't, unless it go through the other routes. But as long as SEME is concerned,
the other 1,000 routes,
other 1,000 illegal routes, as long as SEME is concerned, SEME is surrounded by water. There is no way. We have only 2 routes: the main border and Owode. And within these 2 routes, you are coming out at a particular point where it's called Baji. And at that Baji, no vehicle that passes through the border or to Owode will find its way in to Badagry. You can't.
So what would be your final words?
My final word, we're just pleading with the government to please help us. Ensure, at least we've seen, we've complied so far. We've been able to stay away from our offices so far. Please, they should help us. There are perishable goods.
That's a good place to
There are perishable goods. Please.
That's a good place to let it rest. I do also hope and pray for you that this comes through for you as quickly as possible. I must thank you so much indeed, Mr. Austine Nwosu, the Secretary, Steering Committee of the Federation of ECOWAS Licensed Custom Brokers. Many thanks for talking to us on State of the Nation. And to you for being a part of the show. Many thanks indeed for watching. I'm Gimba Umar. I'll see you same time next week for a fresh package. Bye for now.